I would like to point directly to the Godzilla thing when we were both screaming our absolute asses off. Got you, motherfucker.
Yeah, initially.
Oh, yeah, you were screaming your ass off then, too. So I know I can be loud, but, like, you have your moments.
And by far the most quiet.
You have your moments.
Yeah.
Now, so, like, now going through and listening to all of the episodes again with James, I now understand at least a little bit why people have so much trouble differentiating my voice from Phil's. Because, like, person to person, like, his voice is a little deeper than mine, but for some reason, through the pod, like, when you're listening through, like, Discord or Podbean or whatever the fuck, it tweaks the voice just enough that sometimes when Phil talks, I'm like, I didn't say that. Oh, because it's Philip.
Yeah, no.
That's probably why.
Like, for me, it's easy to...
Oh, my God. Was that a stroke? Are we back to this?
I think we're back, baby.
Mitchell, are you taking your medicine?
No. It's easy for me to understand who's who because I've known y'all for such a long time, especially Philip, since junior year of high school. And what am I now? 26.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's actually been 10
Been
years.
a decade, yeah.
Yeah.
And I met you in... I was a junior, I think, right?
I think you've known him for like 11.
I met you and you at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, because I came to your high school the same time that I was still playing online games with Nick, and Nick was still at my old one, and that's how I met Mitchell. Was I played
I thought you knew Mitchell longer than me.
No.
Wow, that's
we
wild.
actually knew each other at the same
Fun
time.
equal, bitch. Bring
Fun fact, though, I've known James the longest.
Yeah, well, that's because you've known James since, like, fucking kindergarten, right?
Second grade, I used to wheel him to the nurse's room.
Oh, Lord, we're old. We're not old, but, like, I feel old.
Yeah, I'm going to go open up that vent because it's getting hot in here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry.
Well, with that, welcome to Lorecast Eternals.
Everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to Lorecast Eternals. I'm Phil.
The cold opens are coming back. I'm bringing them back.
I'm Mitchell, and I'm running downstairs.
Mitchell is screaming at you that Mitchell is Mitchell, and Mitchell is currently using stairs. We're trying to get some airflow. It's a little hot in here. But, yeah, welcome to Lorecast Eternals. I'm Jacob.
I'm Phil.
Mitchell is currently absent because he's a failure. In 3, 2, 1 and a half. There we go.
I'm Mitchell, and I turned on the AC.
And he's Mitchell. Today, we are going to be talking about rats. Skaven.
Rat men.
You know what's funny? Is I think
they'd take offense to that if you called them ratmen.
We had a new person join the Discord, I think like 4 or 5 days ago, and like almost immediately after they joined, they posted an idea. Skaven lore would be nice, and I'm like, well, buckle up, buddy.
You're getting a treat.
Little did you know.
But this episode was chosen by the Patreons.
Yep.
We kind of just we have a list ideas, and then we kind of just choose which we want to do.
We each choose our own episode, and we're like, hey, these are the 3 episode choices, and then the Patreon votes, and it was a very close tie between Skaven and Witch Hunters, but we're doing Skaven.
Yeah, because your vote doesn't count.
Yep, because my vote doesn't count.
Yep.
But we're not gonna go over all Skaven lore. Mainly because there's a lot of it, and we've basically decided that we're probably going to do either a full or at least a mini episode
on each different
clan, because like all the clans have so much lore. So we're going to
especially Clan Scryer and Clan Pestilence.
Oh my god! So we're going to be going over more generalized Skaven lore, and then we'll either have one episode where we do all of the clans, or like a clan an episode or something like that. Just because there's so much, and we don't want this to be a 3.5 hour episode.
And one of the things is that Skaven old world lore still counts present for current Skaven because they're one of the very few just exactly same races.
Yes. Yeah. But we'll get to that. But first, let's do a Patreon shout out to all of our homies.
All the homies.
Can
you hand me my mouse back?
Oh yes, you probably need that.
Yeah.
There you go. I was in control of clicking the button for the cold open this time.
Initially,
so I was attempting to bamboozle everybody.
So we got our old ones that we're still going to just do because we didn't actually take the time to figure out which ones are the new ones.
Yeah, we suck.
So we got Open a Box Mitchell. Thanks. Christian. Rejected Raptor. Ozzy.
Ew.
Adam. Robert. Taylor. Juco. And Norky.
Shout out to you peoples. Y'all are fucking awesome. for giving
We
us
love you.
giving us your money.
Yes.
But yeah, we just wanted to give y'all a shout out, say thanks a lot for being a patron and whatnot, and yeah, you guys are awesome, and thank you for picking this episode because I think we all love rats.
Yes.
We've been doing a lot of chaos, but God, we all love rats. And I
Okay.
think,
Do rats even count as chaos?
yeah,
Like,
the Great Horned Rat's technically a chaos god.
I mean,
It's-
yeah, but like, are they really?
So
just
to be fair,
chaos?
like, they're
I feel like
chaos.
they're more destruction.
They're chaos, but they're so different that I'd say they're a little bit of chaos, a little bit of destruction, a little bit of retarded.
Yes.
They have problems. But announcements. Do we have any announcements? Gents?
Well, the one announcement was Patreon, so we got a Patreon, guys. If you care to give us your money,
We'll have a link in the description and whatnot.
and then the good old fashioned Discord. That's where all the happenings happen.
All of
That's where all the happenings happen.
Yeah.
Also, other social medias like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that shit.
Yeah, but
Or-
we're definitely more active on Discord.
Yeah. We're gonna be.
You can see what I have for breakfast on Sundays when I
Heyo.
go to a really fancy coffee shop.
we're gonna be revving up our social media presence here soon, just so we can be a little more active on that because we suck at social media. So we're making a effort to rectify that, and we're getting a lot of really good help
Yeah.
from some peoples. So
Thanks, peoples.
Yeah, that should be coming out soon. Anything else?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're a little announcement short on this one. So
No, yeah, this is a really weird one.
yeah, we don't have much to talk about as far as like non episode stuff.
Yeah, it's nice.
Kind of, I don't know. I feel weird. Like normally we spend like 15 to 20 minutes doing announcements and dicking about.
Then I scream, "This is an Age of Sigmar podcast."
Yeah,
and then we try
and
our
I don't
best
know,
to
I
transfer
feel
into lore.
I feel off. I don't know. Philip, go on a tangent. Tangent, go. I choose you.
So how y'all doing today?
Oh God! Oh,
Oh no, he's out. He's gassed.
he's not in the game.
Get your
No,
mind
um,
right.
No, but going back to rats, though, one thing that's kind of funny about this is that Jacob and I are currently playing Total War Warhammer 3, and we're doing
the
it.
Vermintide.
Yeah, no. So I'm playing Kislev right now, and he's playing the Empire, and we just got the Vermintide
Endgame
scenario.
What was really funny is like when you get the whole like the Vermintide is here. It's like, oh yeah, there's totally not gigantic scratch marks around the cities and and like a bunch of rats running around. That's totally not a thing. So like maybe it's the Vermintide, like it's 100 the Vermintide, but like maybe it's not. Who knows? Because like giant rat.
That's a game I do miss playing.
Giant ratmen don't exist. That's totally not a thing.
Yeah,
That's not real.
It was funny as heck. But no, the the really funny thing about that game was that we're on turn like 100 now.
No, it's 114, I think.
Yeah, but by turn 100, I think I had killed Archeon like 5 times. And that started around turn 50. So I've killed Archeon 5 times in 50 turns.
Games.
And it was because I'd kill him and then he'd show back up 3 turns later, have a couple of turns of like screwing up my stuff, and I'd be like,
Get out. Hey, you get.
I'm going to need you to leave. And finally,
Be
I
gone
got-
from here.
because I had Chaos messing with me, and then I had Norskins messing with me, and then I had Azazel messing with me, and I was just like, I am so tired of this crap. And then I had Greenskins on my southern border as well. And then finally the Slayer King was like, hey, you want a military alliance? And I was like, yes.
Thank you,
Made a
God.
military alliance, decapitated the capital of the Greenskins that were messing with me, and then I swung my army all the way down from the Slayer King's territory all the way up through the desert to the east, came up north, and then went back up into Norskin territory with my 4th army. So I had 4 armies all sitting in like 2 provinces right on the border.
Come at
and
me,
Archeon
bitch.
came back at me again, and Archeon took one look at that, was like, nope. And just fucked off.
Finally managed to drag my ass from the Empire up there, and now we're just clearing out Norska.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you were playing around with
Hey, guys.
Greenskins and what's
Hey,
his
guys.
name?
Bellacore.
Bellacore.
Hey, guys.
Don't
This is-
say it.
this is
Don't,
Age
don't
of
say
Sigmar.
it.
Don't say it.
Fuck, God, shit. Fuck. So yeah,
Rats.
Warhammer Total War 3 aside, rats.
Yes.
So Mitchell, I have heard rumors about like giant rat men. That's not real, right? Like what's that all about?
Who are these Skaven?
Ratmen don't exist.
That's not a thing, right?
Yeah.
Someone should elaborate. Like what are those? What would a giant rat man look like?
So I believe they're typically,
They're typically a
little-
little smaller than the average human.
like a few inches smaller, and they have a tail and a elongated nose, kind of like a horse,
Or a rat?
or a rat.
Bro.
So if
I know what I did.
If somebody doesn't know what a rat looks like, they kind
Go
of
Google a rat.
Just look, just like it's a mouse, but like more aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I knew a guy who had a pet rat for a while, and like that rat was adorable.
Dude, pet rats can be cool, like especially if they're not like
They're just non-fluffy tailed squirrels.
obviously not fucking feral.
Yeah, but
rats.
they're not as like
Adorable.
Addicted to crack.
yeah. That's
Yes.
Like if you like raise like
Unlike the Skaven, they are addicted to crack.
yes yes
addicted to super crack. Who are you kidding? They're addicted to warpstone.
But yeah, no, if you like raise rats from like babies, they can actually be really, really docile pets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's pretty cute.
Just don't go like grabbing feral rats; they'll like give you the plague.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the New York rat with the pizza in his mouth, dragging it up the steps. It's like feed your family, rat. You go, you do what you have to.
it's just a rat trying to feed his family.
Teach
put
me
dinner on the
teach,
table.
Teach me and 4 giant turtles karate later.
Yes.
But yeah, so
Oh man,
the Skaven, technically a chaos race. I do agree with Phil. They tend to act more like destruction realistically,
Yeah.
but they are definitely the cause of the majority of the shenanigans that have gone down in the mortal realms. At least the dumb ones.
yeah, they're the cause of the really dumb shit.
They're the ones that pretty much destroyed the old world.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did destroy the old world.
They are a part. They're what caused the necroquakes. With Nagash, because they're the ones who fucked up Nagash's.
Oh well, no,
spell.
I thought we were talking about the old world real quick.
Oh, are we going to the old world?
Yeah,
We really should start with the old world.
because so like the old world Skaven lore is very prevalent because why is that again, Mitchell? Why is the
Because it's all the exact same clans. They're the ones that destroyed their old world. It's Skaven Blight. Literally still technically exists.
I think it's Blight City is what it's
Or
called,
Blight
right?
City.
Yeah, I think they renamed Skaven Blight into Blight City.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the same city though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, old world lore, basically, nobody believed the rats were real. Like, that's an actual thing from old world lore, is that nobody actually believed that there were human-sized rat people running around underneath their cities. That was that was very much like crackhead Alex Jones turning the frogs gay kind of thing.
It's like believing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are real.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
you're not going to have human-sized turtles knowing karate.
Exactly.
That was Fantasy's version of jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, that's very much like, oh yeah, you believe in giant rat men, you are literally on crack, you need to stop. And then the Vermintide happened.
I love that game.
End Times was fun.
Yeah. So then End Times occurs. And End Times and the Vermintide were literally just the rats decided that they did not want to be a secret anymore, so they rose up out of the ground and just started murdering en masse.
I know the majority of them were in Lustria, but I think we still got some in like
They were everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I believe Skaven Blight or Blight City, whatever which one it was. Well, weren't there in like Total War? It's roughly the same map as Old World, right?
It is old world.
It is old.
It is Old
It is
World.
Old World.
Yeah.
So they're going to
It's
be.
not to scale, but it's accurate.
It's near the Border Princes. Like it's in between the Border Princes and the Bretonia.
Welcome to Estalia.
Welcome to us.
I will use my arcane prowess to.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I know fortunate song.
Nobody.
It's one of my favorite old world memes.
Yeah.
Is that speech from Gelt, and it's just him wearing sunglasses, flying in a helicopter. Welcome to Astolia, with Fortunate Son playing in the background.
And then it continues like, "Welcome to Lustria."
The dwarves. Oh fuck.
So, what makes these Skaven special?
Oh man,
the
so
Skaven
much.
are to a certain extent they're actually a hyper intelligent race. They are one of the few races in all of fantasy and Sigmar, Age of Sigmar, that truly use technology.
They cast
like
gun
whereas
really
everyone
well.
else is like cannons are the pinnacle of warfare. The ratlings are like, would you like a minigun?
Yeah. Would you like a minigun?
Do you want actual nuclear weaponry?
Would you like lasers?
Yes. So the rats are a truly technologically proficient species. The issue with the rats is that on a societal level, their society is basically built on the back of stabbing the other guy in the back.
So
Skaven have
just-
some of the most massive inferiority complexes known to man.
Just like normal people, they are their own worst enemy.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
No. See, that's the thing. Is it's inferiority complex combined with narcissism.
Yes.
So not only do they believe that everyone is out to get them, they believe everyone's out to get them because they're the best.
And they are the true inheritor of the Great Horned Rat's will.
Yep.
And
Well,
yeah.
the Great Horned Rat didn't exist in Old World.
Oh, they,
No, it did.
They
It
believed in it.
It was a minor god.
They believed in the
Yeah,
Great
they
Horned
believed
Rat.
in it, but it wasn't like as big a thing
Yeah.
as it is in Age of Sigmar. Because in Age of
No,
Sigmar,
'cause
the
Age of
Great
Sigmar-
Horned Rat actually exists.
Yeah, that was what they did in the end time. Is the whole point was to manifest the Great Horned Rat and to make it like an
they
actual
manifested
big
the
chaos
Great Horned
god.
Rat by blowing up the moon, and then the moon became the Great Horned Rat.
And another thing that makes
That's where
their-
Mazamundi died.
Yep.
another
Rip.
thing that
Rip my homies.
makes their technology so terrifying is that it's not just technological prowess, it's also they mix it with magic, so it's literally arcane technology.
Yeah.
And like they're really good at magic, and they're also really good at technology, and so they make some really dumb shit.
Yeah,
like
it's because they rely on a magical
material.
Yeah,
stone.
thank you.
Yeah,
A magical material called warpstone, which is basically just like a gemstone that's infused with chaos magic. And they can consume it to give themselves mutations.
and it falls from the moon.
Yeah, they can consume it to give themselves mutations. They can
In the old
use
world
it
it
to
did.
power their machinery. Yeah, in the old world it did, but that's what we're talking about right now. Is the
Yeah.
old world. But they can use it to power their machinery. They can use it to power their magic. It is
They can use it to poison their enemies.
yeah, it is literally like their crux for every form of technology and magic that they use.
That's a lot of their like planning and resources go into just acquiring more warpstone to do more dumb shit. Because like when in end times when they pulled the moon down, like they used basically a tractor cannon. Like it was all technology. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like I'm gonna cast this big spell. It was no magical equipment.
Was-
yoinking the moon.
Wasn't End Times the only case where all the Ratmen actually got together and focused on doing one
End
thing?
times was
Yes.
when the entirety of the Skaven race were like, we are now in agreement that we are going to go fuck every other race that exists.
Yeah.
That was their thing. Is they were like, we're gonna destroy everyone, and we are going to birth the Great Horned Rat.
It's kind of like what made like Archeon and all the other Everchosen such a horrific thing was that whenever there was an Everchosen, they united all of the forces of chaos, both in the realm of chaos and in the mortal realm, and they would come with this gigantic horde of demons and Norskins and beasts and sorcerers, and they would come start fucking shit up. And that was what made them so potent, is that they were able to get everyone in line under one leader for one purpose.
Yeah.
And that had happened 4 times because Archeon was the fourth ever. No, not the fourth. No, it was the fourth. I think it was the fourth or the 13th. One of the two.
13 is the number for the
That's Black
Skaven.
Crusades.
No, yeah, I think he's the fourth ever chosen. I can't.
We're not very good at this, are we?
No, we talked about it. We talked about. I don't research fantasy lore that often anymore. I can't remember. I think Archeon was the fourth ever chosen, but I'm a little. Point being is he was the last ever chosen because he succeeded.
Yeah.
But they had multiple ever chosen. The Skaven united once, and
Yeah.
that was all they needed.
Yeah.
Because
And that's what makes Skaven so absolutely terrifying.
They were unfathomable.
Unfathomably.
Yeah, that word. Numerous.
listen. The Skaven have great fecundity.
Yeah, they do.
They're very prolific.
Yeah, but that's what makes the Skaven so terrifying, is that one singular Skaven city can hold billions of rats.
and
they have strongholds and cities spread across the entirety of the old world.
because when you think about it, the old world takes place in like a medieval-esque era.
Yeah.
And-
It's
and-
high
and,
fantasy.
and when you think about population rates, like if you had back in the old medieval times, if you had an army of like 100,000, you were like a dominant military threat.
If you had an army of 100,000, that put you on the same level as like Alexander and Rome.
Yeah.
So roughly, for high fantasy, obviously those numbers can be played with little because it is fantasy. But if you have an army of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200,000, that's a very potent and problematic army. So thinking of that population-wise, there were trillions of Skaven.
Yeah. It could be.
Just think about that number in the context of a medieval world.
Yeah.
Like, one man can technically kill like 4 or 5, 10, 20 Skaven because they're not very martially proficient.
Skaven
Because
will
they're
only ever fight if they know they can win.
at least if they think they know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Like if
We believe that we will win.
if the Skaven are trying to kill one man, they'll
flashback for you.
if the Skaven are trying to kill one man,
Pepperoni's
they'll
so bad.
only fight him if it's 5v1. They only fight when they have the numbers advantage because they're a very cowardly race naturally. So they only fight if they have the numbers advantage and they think they can win. So and they're not super dangerous 1v1. Like, they can fuck you up if you're not careful. But one very well armed and trained soldier will probably kill 5-10 Skaven.
One singular man at arms is going to be better than any Skaven slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even thinking with that number, even if you think one man killed 10 Skaven, which is not how it's always going to be, but just with the number that every one non-Skaven person will kill 10 Skaven, there's still not a chance because there are trillions.
We
of
can
them.
we can even do Vermintide. If one person can kill thousands of Skaven, there's still not enough
just
people.
doesn't matter because then you're not even factoring in their technology, and it's miniguns, it's rockets, it's mortars, it's missiles. They have flying craft. At one point, they would launch shit into space. They wouldn't live, like they would crash, but they managed to get shit into space. Not even factoring the technology, just the numerical advantage. Like realistically, there's just no fucking way.
Yeah. So the Vermintide occurs, and they literally pull the moon down onto the old world and blow up the world.
To be specific.
Yeah, onto Lustria and blow up the world. And
Like-
that is the end of old world.
If Chaos hadn't basically evaporated everything with their weird bullshit spell, they were fucked regardless because, like, the moon.
Yeah. So that happens, and in the final moments of the old world, the Great Horned Rat is birthed, and he takes.
Birth or awakened?
I would say
Technically,
transcended.
Transcended.
He
Yeah.
transcended into the realm of chaos and became
it's
part
like-
of the pantheon.
The way I see it is, it's like the birth of Slanesh in 40k. Like, yeah, he was always believed in, so like technically you can make the argument that he's always existed, but really he became a true like chaos god, a true force at that moment.
Truly sentient.
Yeah, so that's why I say birth, because that's the same terminology that they use for Slanesh, even though technically Slanesh has already existed.
Whether he was sentient or not, whether he was more just like a force in the realm of chaos or whatever realm, or he was sentient.
I think
the point being is he was a minor god. He wasn't
Yeah.
very dangerous or powerful by himself, but he got elevated to the rank of a chaos god, part of the chaos pantheon, and started making like his own demons and shit. Like he had that power at that point because of what the Skaven did.
Yeah. So the Skaven blow up the world, and in the final moments of the old world, the Great Horned Rat swoops in and saves, I believe it's Skaven Blight. And he saves...
Blight City, or Skaven Blight, whatever the name is.
I think it's Skaven Blight, which then gets renamed Blight City. But he saves Skaven Blight and carries it away with him into the warp. And into the realm of chaos. Sorry, warp is 40k.
The warp is like
I've been
an
playing
ocean.
too much Dark Tide recently. Okay?
Yeah, no, that fucks me up too because I'm like, it's the warp, and I'm like, but it's not. But it's the warp, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he carries it away into the realm of chaos because the Great Horned Rat is now a chaos god.
Yeah. True. Major
A
chaos.
true chaos god.
There are now no longer 4 chaos
It
gods.
is
There's
five.
now
It is
5.
part of the pantheon. Now it wasn't birthed like the other 4 chaos gods. Because I know like Khorne had siblings and Nurgle and all the other 4 chaos gods might in some way, shape, or form be kind of related. So it wasn't like at the same time or in that way, but it is part of the pantheon.
I wasn't going
now.
to burp into the mic.
Oh, okay.
But
No,
yeah,
you so you were looking over,
There's a
and then
joke
you
there.
made that motion. I was like, what?
Mitchell's doing weird things.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll tell you later. Oh, there's a comedy skit.
It's
based
not
off
mic
of it.
appropriate.
Yeah, no, it is really not. But it's from a comedian. Oh, I'm gonna forget his name. It's a skit
Oh,
that he does.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's why you did that. And I was like, what are you doing?
It is small. But yeah, and so that's basically what happened at End Times is,
Yeah.
you know.
So he carries it off into the warp. He carries Blight City off into the warp. And then because of all of the arcane technology that was present in Blight City, it's still working. Like, all the arcane technology in Blight City is still working, and because of that, it destabilizes their location in the warp and causes them to start sliding into the Imperium until they can anchor their position.
Imperium or Ethereum?
Well, I'm saying Imperium with an E. With EMPY.
Define.
The ether.
Okay.
It's this. I think it's the same tomato. But the point being, it starts sliding off into nothingness.
Yes.
And they're like,
It's
oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
The in-between of realms.
Yeah. They start sliding into the in-between realms. And they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And so they do manage to anchor themselves, but they are now half in the realm of chaos and half, like, in between the realms. And what that allows them to do is allows them to start producing gnaw holes.
Yeah,
that allows them to gnaw through the ether into other realms.
So, something that's really interesting about gnaw holes,
Mm-hmm.
realm gates and the world gates, the things that the internet
the
uses.
Lumineth.
That that is instantaneous transportation.
Yeah.
Gnaw holes are not instantaneous. It takes a while to go from one end to another.
Yeah, because you have to physically traverse the gnaw hole.
And yeah, so it's not as though I forgot where I was going with this, but it's not instantaneous.
Yeah. And another important
but
thing to note about
once a
gnaw
gnaw
holes is that
hole's
a new gnaw hole has to be dug out.
But real
They
quick,
have to burrow a new gnaw hole
like the
every time
webway.
they want to. Yeah, a little bit.
once a gnaw hole is made, though, it's there permanently, right?
Yeah.
Until it gets closed.
As far as we're aware.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess to a certain extent that makes it maybe it's kind of a trade-off because realm gates are instantaneous travel, but gnaw holes take time. But you can make as many gnaw holes as you
And they
want.
can go literally anywhere.
Yeah, you can make them because I don't think there's a way to make realm gates anymore.
Yeah, no.
But gnaw holes, you can make them. You can put them wherever you want. The Skaven are not that smart, and they will be off by hundreds of miles sometimes. And, just kind of drain an entire ocean into
I mean, to be
it.
fair, like, it's kind of hard I would imagine it's kind of hard to tell where you're going when
Yeah.
you're burrowing through nothing.
Dimensions, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, again, that's the reason why they completely miscalculated.
When they accidentally burrowed into the bottom of a sea and then flooded half of Blight City.
And then cause an undead invasion because of it.
Yeah, because Nagash was like, wait
Well-
a minute, I don't like rats in my realm.
Well, it's not even that. It uncovered the Idoneth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there, and they're also
The Idoneth, they're like, oh, here we go.
they were also just undead in the sea,
Yeah.
and so
And they drained a bunch of the undead into their
Yeah,
city.
so like the undead they're just in Blight City, and they're just like,
Mitchell, did you forget how to swallow?
oh man, that's
Pardon us for a moment. Mitchell is currently choking on whiskey.
That hurt.
Oh, did it go up your nose?
you go down the wrong hole.
No.
Wrong
So
pipe.
I took a sip of my whiskey, and instead of just sitting on my tongue, it just went splashed to the back of my throat, and I'm like, taste that. That's very smoky whiskey.
Yeah, no, I tasted it earlier.
Oh,
No, this is a different whiskey.
Mitchell.
Oh.
Because you aerated it, we can smell it now.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God, that is what is this?
That's Balcony's Brimstone.
Mitchell.exe is not responding.
I feel like I'm about to eat barbecue. This is so smoky.
Yes.
No, like smell
not-
this. Smell
no.
this.
There's some woody ass notes in that whiskey. Damn, son.
And it's like sweet too, but not like vanilla sweet, but like
but
barbecue
well,
sweet.
there's that really strong whiskey smell, but then like you get the after smell, and it's like, oh man, that's charcoal. Like that's what that's. I thought it was like burning wood. Damn, son.
Oh,
So that hit the back of my throat,
dude,
and I went,
this
oh, God.
tastes like a scotch, like a peaty scotch.
Yes.
Get that out of here.
Get that shit out of here.
I love it. It just hit the back of my throat.
Yeah,
I
of
was
course
like,
you
oh.
would. You drink fucking
Lafroig.
Lafroig, yeah.
Dude, I saw his eyes too. He's bent over, it's dripping, and his eyes are like panic.
I was like, I can't hold this in.
Mitchell's over here like Anakin. I am a panikin. I don't have a planikin.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Unintentional tangent of Mitchell almost dying.
Okay, back on topic.
Like, do you
back
want
on
water,
topic.
brother? He's like, please give me the H2O for the love of God.
I need that dihydrogen oxide. Don't you go spitting up your water now.
Fuck. Okay. Fuck, where were we?
Uh,
Gnaw holes draining the ocean
Yeah.
and Skaven. Yeah.
okay.
Getting invaded
So
by
let's
the-
go ahead and go back through. So in the Age of Myth, they start gnawing their way out of Blight City.
I thought no. I thought in the Age of Myth, the that's when the Great Horn Rat like opened up his mouth and just poured out all of the Skaven into the dark into the dark places of the mortal realms.
Shall we explain the Great Horned Rat a little more?
Yeah, we can.
Because the Great Horned Rat is particularly special of a chaos god because it doesn't have just one aspect. It is the jack of all trades chaos god.
Yeah.
So
the thing about Skaven is that Skaven, from clan to clan, they can value different aspects of the Great Horned Rat.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the Great Horned Rat so absolutely versatile, is that the Great Horned Rat is supposed to embody all Skaven, and not all Skaven believe in the same thing. Some Skaven believe in more of the politicking and scheming and behind-the-scenes backstabbing that goes on in their culture.
Some Skaven just want to cast gun.
Yeah, whereas other Skaven are very much they're the engineers and the ingenious creators.
Some want to cast plague,
and some want to cast plague, and so they're all about the rot and the breaking down and the death. And so each one of those beliefs generates a different aspect of the Great Horned Rat.
Yeah, just to kind of label and say the type of
put
aspects.
A name to it.
You got the Corruptor version, you have the Warbringer version, you have the Warp Seer version, you have the Deceiver version, the Warp Gnaw version, and that's kind of like all truly the known.
Yeah,
those are the big ones.
Those are all the Vermin Lords.
Yeah,
which are essentially.
Yeah, we'll get into Vermin Lords here in this. Well, I guess no, since we're talking about
they're not the Vermin Lords. Those are the variants of the Vermin Lords because you can have more than one.
Each one can be different,
Lords.
but those are essentially like the demons of the Great Horned Rat. That's like that's his demonic entity. He doesn't have as many as other chaos gods. But that's his one.
When you look at it, you can't tell if it's a demon because it just literally looks like a rat.
Yeah, it looks like a big rat with a bunch of horns. So the Great Horned Rat he is a chaos god, but he is the weakest of the chaos gods. So unlike the other chaos gods who get a bunch of demons, the Great Horned Rat gets one demon. But that one demon are the Vermin Lords, and the Vermin Lords can each represent a different aspect of the Great Horned Rat.
And also, like if you have, let's just talk Khorne because he's easiest. You have like the Bloodletters, the lesser demons with Bloodletters. You have Juggernauts, and you have the Heralds and the Furies, and yada yada yada. And those are all the smaller demons. Because the Great Horned Rat only has the Vermin Lords, he has the one demon. They're big demons. Those are essentially his.
They're almost greater demons.
Those are essentially his greater demons. Yeah. So it's not like they have the Vermin Lords. Those are like his lesser. No. One Vermin Lord could body a Bloodletter. Could body multiple. They are his big demons. They are the strongest of the Skaven.
They're the only demons.
Yeah, they're the only demons, and they're big, and they fuck shit up. So don't think lesser. Think more akin to like maybe Demon Princey or Greater Demon-esque.
Yeah. But because they're still relatively weak compared to some greater demons of like the other chaos gods, the Vermin Lords it's much easier for them to move around in the mortal realms.
There's more of them.
Yeah.
Well, more of them can be active in the mortal realms at once. Like realistically, it's really hard. You're not really going to see like 15 bloodthirsters in one area.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. Normally, if you see a bloodthirster, it's one, maybe two. It's very possible you could see like 4 or 5 vermin lords in one area if it's a big attack.
Yep.
With these Vermin Lords and demons, I just want to make it clear that the Great Horned Rat does play the great game.
Yes.
It's just kind of hard for him because the other 4 chaos gods look at the Great Horned Rat and they're like, pathetic. They don't show him any respect.
Yeah.
They really don't. But the Great Horned Rat does it in such a different way than the other chaos gods because the Great Horned Rat, its great game is like, I just want Skaven to live. I don't want any other thing to live.
Yeah.
While the other chaos gods go like, I want all my people to live, like, and that will include beastmen, elves, whoever follows them.
Yep.
While the Vermin Lord or like the Great Horned Rat, only Skaven.
Yeah. He is only interested in Skaven dominance.
Where is
and
the other?
The other big thing about it is that the Great Horned Rat, to a certain extent, his different aspects also start to tread onto like the territory of Tzeentch and the territory of Slaanesh and the territory of Nurgle, which to a certain extent makes him even more powerful because he knows how to fight them.
Yeah,
he's not as powerful, but Tzeentch shows up and starts doing Tzeentch things. The Great Horned Rat is like, yeah, that's my lingo. Like I do that too.
I know what that is. I know how to deal with that. I might not be as strong, but I have the knowledge.
Yep.
And another cool thing is that in building on the Great Horned Rat playing the game differently. So I know, like, I think it was back in Fantasy when it was like Tzeentch won. He won the great game. He could have like destroyed the old world. He could have been completely and totally dominant. But Tzeentch was like, nah, I'm gonna fuck myself over because I like to play the game too much.
Yeah.
And
it's too fun for him.
Or Khorne's like, cool, I want to have all the mortals serve me, and I want them to wash over the world in blood and basically have nothing but the strong survive. And yada. And Nurgle's like, I want Plague to rule over the world. And like every god has their own really unique way of how they play the great game. And the Great Horned Rat's just like, I just want everything that's not a rat to die.
Is that a mayfly in my room? It's on my really nice painting.
Is that a stink bug?
I don't think it's a stink bug.
No, it's too small.
It's too long to be a stink bug.
Kind of has the coloration of a stink bug. Well, we'll find out.
Yep.
But like, and that comes from a place of like Khorne sees a mortal, and it's either that's something to be killed and its skull to be taken and its blood to flow, or it could be immortal to corrupt and become a great champion, right? And Tzeentch will see immortal and that cool that could be a pawn in my great game to corrupt and twist into a chaos spawn, or a great sorcerer. And Slaanesh might see an elf, and they see the races of the mortal realms as things to use or to become subservient or to slay in their name. The Great Horned Rat and other Skaven, they don't see any other race as anything. They are just things. Yeah. Like, that's why it's man thing, dwarf thing, elf thing. They literally don't see them as like, maybe not like they're not sentient, but they're not high.
They're not equivalent to
they're not
any
equivalent.
rat.
They're not high. They're not a high enough level to be even near Skaven. So like they're meant to be enslaved and die. The Great Horned Rat can't use them. Like other Chaos gods, they'll use mortals, they'll use dwarfs, they'll use elves for their own purposes, or they'll elevate them to demon princes and chaos lords and whatnot. And Skaven are just like, no, the other races don't even exist on their radar. They're just food. They're just to be killed or enslaved. And that is it.
Yeah.
So his way of playing the game is just so much more straightforward, and just if you're not a rat, you die. You might be enslaved first, but you will eventually die and become food.
Yeah. I do want to go in about how, because the Skaven the Skaven use Plague.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different way than the way that Nurgle goes about doing Plague.
Yep.
Because the way that Nurgle goes about Plague, because he's not only the god of like death.
He's not just the god of
He's also
plagues.
the god of rebirth.
He's the god of rebirth. So
life
what
and whatnot.
those plagues will bring bacteria that's
and stagnation.
millions upon millions of bacteria,
They're
which
meant-
is new life.
They're meant to perpetuate the cycle of life and death. Like it
Yes.
may be grotesque life, but something will grow from it.
Yeah.
While Skaven Plague is a sterilizing plague. There is nothing.
Just kills.
Yes.
It kills and salts the earth, and nothing will grow here.
Except for
everything is
Skaven.
dead. Only thing that can use this is Skaven.
Yeah.
Yes. So Skaven will use Nurgle's power in that one particular way, but I just want to make it clear that they are not aligned with Nurgle.
No. No, whereas Nurgle's sicknesses will corrupt and change. It may be disturbing to mortals, but it will ultimately change and bring new life, even if it's disturbing life. The Skaven plagues and corruption, all it does is prepare the earth for the Skaven. It
Yes.
kills everything
And you have
that isn't rat.
You have
And even then, some of it still kills rats.
yeah. Well, that's how Clan Ick died.
Frothdraw.
Yeah. But the way that the Great Horned Rat kind of sat there, I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to play this great game and how to kill everybody in order so that Skaven are only alive. So he gave them kind of the instructions of how to do that. Those really big instructions are pretty much located and called the 13 Great Plagues that the Skaven have. Do y'all know any of the names of the 13 Great Plagues for Skaven?
Is Frothdraw one of them?
Frothjaw is one of them, and I think only roughly 7 have been found.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that they hadn't used all of them yet, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But while you're looking up the name of the plagues, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about kind of their history.
Okay.
So in the age of myth, the Blight City starts making its gnawholes and whatnot, and the Great Horned Rat. You were right, Jacob. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's realistically, it's a legend. It's not exactly how it happened. That's just like the legend.
But yeah,
of
the
how
Great
they
Horned
came.
Rats, scattered a bunch of Skaven across the mortal realms into the darkest corners.
It is important to note that while we only have 5 now, they first started off as 13 great clans.
Yeah, 13 great clans, and then numerous minor clans. So basically, the way you become a great clan is you have to have a seat at the Council of 13.
At the table, essentially.
Yeah, you have to have a seat on the Council of 13.
And real quick before we continue, I do want to note something fucking hilarious is how Phil had said there's numerous minor clans that are subservient to the great clans. A minor clan can consist of a dozen Skaven calling themselves a clan. A minor clan can also consist of millions of Skaven.
Yeah.
So a minor clan can be millions.
Yeah, a minor clan can be truly massive. The major clans, which there were 13 initially, there's now only 5. They're made up of literally billions of rats with hundreds of minor clans following them.
And the 5 great clans, and we'll talk about some of the other ones, but the 5 great clans that are active right now is Clan Scryer, Clan Eshin, Clan Molder.
Oh, Scryer, yes.
Clan Scryer, Clan Eshin, Clan Molder, Clan Pestilence, and Clan Verminous.
Yes.
Those are the 5 that are still active right now.
Which Verminous is kind of tied up in its pseudo civil war.
Yeah, not all the other great clans are necessarily destroyed by other Skaven or by the forces of order or chaos or whatever. Some clans were just lost because of dumb shit.
Yeah.
So they might appear again. We don't have the fucking idea. Like some of them were eradicated, but not some of them were just dumb shit ensued.
For instance, there was I forget which kingdom it was, but there was a major kingdom of order that was quite literally wiped off the map by one of the earlier clans, by one of the 13 great clans, and Sigmar personally...
Was it Thandora?
Yes.
It was Thandora.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Thandora. And Sigmar personally... This was in the age of myth. Sigmar personally led the forces of order against that clan and wiped them from existence to a rat. Because of
they dead. They gone.
Yeah, because of that. And so that happens and other things happen.
So I do not think that Frothjaw is a great plague unless we're mixing it up with Red Maul.
Oh, that might be what it is.
Yeah, but there are only 7 known current plagues.
Yeah.
And I can just list them off. I'm not going to go into detail about the plagues because the plagues themselves would be an amazing another episode.
Yeah, realistically, we'll probably talk about the plagues in depth when we talk about pestilence.
Yeah.
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 But there's the Undulent Scourge. You have the Crimson Well Curse.
Ooh.
Red Maw Plague. Bubonic Blight Plague.
Hey.
The Never Plague.
Ooh.
Okay, sounds interesting.
That's terrifying.
Gray Shriveling.
That's hot.
And the Final Rotting.
the great shriveling.
Yeah.
So
What happens when I get into cold water?
Yeah, so only 7 of these plagues. Only 7 of these plagues are currently found and known.
Could you imagine if one of the great plagues of the Skaven is a plague that like directly infects demons?
I wouldn't be
Would
surprised
that
if that
not
was
be
one of them.
fucking terrifying?
I would not be surprised if that
Hello,
was one
Slanesh. AIDS.
Oof. No, so we mentioned Frothjaw earlier, and that kind of ties into the
Verminous
whole...
and ick.
Well, yeah. That ties into the whole the Skaven are constantly pursuing civil wars. There have been multiple times where the Skaven have been within a hair's breadth of major victories over the forces of order, not just specific like kingdoms, but the entirety of the forces of order. And then they were like, "Oh man, time to like stab our friends in the back."
Yeah, like now that we're winning, it's time to enact our backstab plan, and then that backstab plan inevitably means that they can't actually win the big fight against order. And order's like, "Oh man, the Skaven are infighting. I'm getting me mallet."
Yep. So one of these particular civil wars was between Clan Verminous and one of the other great clans,
Clan Ick.
And Clan Ick no longer exists because Verminous distributed on their population the
Red
Frothjaw. No, Frothjaw.
Frothjaw, not Red Maw?
No, that was Frothjaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
They so Frothjaw is not one of the great plagues, but they distribute the Frothjaw plague upon their people.
It's basically just super rabies,
yeah,
right?
it's just super rabies because it makes them it feeds upon their monstrous tendencies and just turns them insane.
Yeah.
So Clan Ick still technically exists.
No.
But none of them are sentient. They're all just frothing monsters.
They actually do not exist.
I thought their
the
descendants
people-
became like
Nope. So this was a 26-year civil war, and for
Jesus. All right.
for Skaven, that is a long time.
Because normally Skaven either fucking burn out and die or win like fast.
And I just want to give the preference of this because there's the Council of 13 for Skaven.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's probably going to their leadership.
Yeah, Ick and Verminous both had 2 seats each. Ick was
so
one
they
of
were
the,
comparably sized.
They were one of the largest actual clans for the longest period of time. Preference this took place in the Age of Chaos.
Yeah.
So because we're winning. Time to screw over ourselves.
Yep. That's mighty Skaven of you.
Yeah. So they started, for God know what reason, started fighting because that's Skaven way to do things. And every single of the other clans were kind of like involved, going like, yeah, we'll give you some weapons, and it was just like a metal pipe. Yeah, weapons. But what
That's mighty Skaven
real,
of you.
real quick, I don't know why, but for some reason, in my head, the whole like Verminus gave Ick the Frothjaw plague, and that's kind of how they killed him off. I'm just like, yes, fucking smallpox blankets. That's what comes to mind.
Oof.
The smallpox blankets.
So, during this period of time, it was no other really Skaven clan was like a big interest of like dealing with this, but there was just a civil war between the two, and they were kind of like, yeah, we'll just throw a battalion here and throw a battalion here. Yeah, we're helping, whatnot.
It was Pestilence, wasn't it?
Pestilence was part of it. I think Pestilence is the one who technically provided the plague.
All clans.
But
all
yeah,
clans.
all the clans
It was
were
all
involved.
And I do not
It was
think
big civil war.
I don't think Pestilence provided the plague. I think it was actually clans,
Scryer?
not Scryer, Verminus created it.
Oh, okay.
They created it and put it onto the
Ick.
Ick, and it turned them absolutely ravenous. Like,
Hold on. I'm sorry. Ravinagus?
I'm sorry, the
Ravenous?
word
There we go.
ravenous.
Yeah, it's basically super rabies.
Well, also,
And it's
the reason
spread.
the reason why that's so horrible is something we haven't really covered, but it's something that real quick we can talk about. Another thing that Skaven have to deal with is like fucking intense hunger. Skaven eat fucking everything, even themselves. Like
Yeah,
Skaven are plagued by constantly being hungry.
That it was super rabies, yeah. And what really made the reason why they do not exist, because it made Clan Ick everybody's problem.
Yeah.
And so all the
Oh, they
clans
had to
had to get
die
together
because
and kill them.
I'm assuming it's because like the disease was gonna spread.
Yeah,
So it was like cool.
Or they were just attacking
So
all the other
So
Skaven.
Verminus was like, cool, they're sick now, so it doesn't matter what it doesn't. Our civil war no longer matters. They're a threat to Skaven kind, and
Yes.
they have to die.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why I said
smart
that
play. That's
they
a
have
smart
been
play. Yeah.
absolutely obliterated. Clan Ick does not exist.
And that kind of feeds into, we mentioned earlier, the Council of 13. So
Yeah.
we should probably go ahead and get into the leadership. So there's three great, not exactly ruling bodies, because like the Skaven only kind of sort of listen to the ruling bodies, but ruling bodies is the closest we're going to get to describing them. And that's the Council of 13, which are, traditionally, it would have been the heads of the 13 great clans, all getting together and speaking. Nowadays, it's just the 5 great clans, and then the 13th seat is always left open for the representative of the Great Horned Rat, which in this case is, I'm going to forget his name, the Vermin King.
Oh, Screech.
Screech, thank you. Screech Vermin King can choose to preside over the Council of 13. He doesn't have to, though. But the seat is always left open for him. The rest of the seats change as clans rise and fall.
Yeah,
Whoever gets a seat at the table is determined purely by your force, by the force of your clan. Then there's the Master Clan. The Master Clan is made up of the Grey Seers. The Grey Seers are the true magic casters of the Skaven society.
Real quick, I was checking my notes. So, about the whole Clan Verminus, Clan Ick thing.
Yeah.
Y'all were both technically right. Clan Ick was fully destroyed, but part of what the disease did is it did turn them into like twisted abominations.
Yeah.
yeah.
So y'all were both right. They are dead now, but part of the fucking disease is that they were just twisted into monstrosities.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. Think like rat ogres and hell-pit abominations and things like that.
With no control.
Yeah. So the Master Clan doesn't technically rule. They're technically just advisors. But those are the Grey Seers. Those are the magic casters. That is where... Nyquil. Thanquil.
Thanquil.
That's where Thanquil lives.
Old
Thanquil,
enemy of Gotrek.
Yeah. Thanquil is the one rat that still exists from the old world.
Besides Screech, I'm pretty sure Screech is part of the old world too.
I thought he was new.
No, I'm pretty sure he was like he was big boy rat in Old World, and he was the first to be turned into a
Vermin Lord.
because
so he's a big player.
I'm
in
pretty sure
Vermintide.
he was there at the end of the end times, and he was like helping the Skaven do the whole Vermintide thing.
Gotcha.
And he was like, yeah, no, like the Great Horn Rat had enough power to turn me into a Vermin Lord, and like this is how we're gonna fuck shit up.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Yeah.
That might be incorrect. Like I said, I haven't checked end times lore in a while, but I'm pretty sure that's how that worked.
yeah. So, Thanquil.
I believe it's pronounced Thanquil, which is funny because I feel like that almost sounds like a skink name,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like NyQuil to me. That's how I always remember him. I'm like, it's the dude who sounds like. The first time someone told me about his name, I was like, you're fucking with me, right? Like, there's not a rat named after a fucking drug, right?
When you have the urge to purge everything without fur and a tail, drink some Thanquil.
That almost rhymed, and that makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
So, Thanquil is the Grey Seer.
If you're dealing with the stuffy nose and can't smell all of the slaughter you are currently perpetrating, drink some Thanquil.
Oh God, stop, please. So
You need a good night's
Thanquil,
rest.
shut the fuck up. So Thanquil is the Grey Seer. He's the big magic caster. He's very important. But the Master Clan, they're advisors to the clan leaders and the. Oh crap! I blanked on the name for the Council of the Vermin Lords.
Oh, the Secret Council, I think, or the fuck. I think it's like,
There's the Council of 13, the Master Clan, and the.
I think it's literally called the Secret Council.
That sounds right.
Yeah, let me flip back. Let me pull up my notes again.
Yeah.
I should probably just keep my notes app open.
Yeah, probably would be helpful. But I think you're right. I think it's the Secret Council. It's made up of Vermin Lords.
Shadow Council.
Shadow Council. That's right. So the Shadow Council is just made up of Vermin Lords. Like the Vermin Lords come and go as they rise and fall. But one of the Vermin Lords that's always there is again Screech,
And that's because Screech is like
he is the embodiment.
he is
Great Horned Rat.
he is the physical embodiment of the Great Horn Rat. He is the Skaven's conduit to the Great Horn Rat. He is the Great Horn Rat's personally selected like big boy rat, and he technically is the leader of the Skaven.
Yeah,
He's the
Vermin
Pope.
King.
He is the Rat Pope
He's the Rat Pope.
Yeah, he's the Vermin King.
with a super soaker. But it's not water. It's laced with warpstone.
And plague.
It will give you AIDS.
Hey kids, you want to see what happens when you rot from the inside out? But no.
Yeah.
So that's their society. It's pretty loosey-goosey, but more or less the Vermin King rules over all, and then the Shadow Council and the Council of 13 rule over everyone else. Anybody else want to say anything?
I think we can go over, and this is just something I want to go over really quick. Is like I said, we'll probably either have one other Skaven episode with all the clans, or we'll do like a mini episode or something like that.
I would like to do one about the clans and one about all
But
the plagues
what the-
because
what the-
Skaven are such an interesting faction.
What the 5 clans are known for is
Oh yeah, we can go over that.
Scryer. They are the warlock engineers. They are the technology side of Skaven. Scryer is very, very proficient at doing all of the dumbass technology. That's their shtick. Pestilence. I'm just gonna let y'all guess. Pestilence
So
kind of
Wow,
speaks.
kind of
for its-
sounds like pestilence.
So
yeah, they're
and
plague. They're plague, and they do a lot of that.
So
and they
I-
actually team with Nurgle a lot.
Yeah.
it's not that they team with Nurgle. They have a Nurgle keyword, but it's what makes them special, in my opinion, is they're the ones that are absolutely feverish in following the Great Horned Rat.
Yeah, they feverishly follow the Great Horn Rat's will.
So-
Great Horned Rat's will.
so-
Plague monks, things like
Yeah, they are.
Well, I do know
they're
that
highly religious.
I do know that Clan Pestilence did and does help Nurgle fuck over the realm of Giran, but I think that's not because they want to help Nurgle, more they just have a combined hatred of Alariel.
It is a alliance of convenience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Pestilence. Molder and oh man, I always flip flop between my favorite clan being Scryer or Molder. Molder is monsters, monstrosities, mutations. They are the biggest purveyor and controller of the Skaven beasts. They help hit abominations. I think
Rat ogres.
rat hydras are still a thing. Oh god. But the rat ogres, storm fiends. I'll talk about storm fiends.
Oh god.
Wolf rats, all that shit. Any like Skaven beast or Skaven monstrosity, 9 times out of 10 is either sold or given to other clans by Molder. That's their shtick, is dealing with mutations making beasts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you have Eshin.
My favorite.
Ninja rats.
Yeah.
They
I
are the
think I like
spies. They're the assassins. That's them.
The lore behind Eshin is that Deathmaster Snitch, who founded Eshin in the old world.
No, he did not found. He is not the leader of Eshin.
He's the one who changed them, though.
He was not the leader of Eshin in the old world. He was like he kind of like how Ikitclaw was the right hand of
Yeah, the leader of Scryer.
I forget the fucking name, but so Snitch was like the right hand. He was like the master assassin, but he was not the leader.
Yeah, but he was the one who ultimately changed Scryer into what they're
Eshin.
known as, or Eshin. Thank you. He's the one who changed Eshin into what we know them as, because
Rat-Fu.
Yeah, he went to Grand Cathay. He spent a lot of time in Grand Cathay.
Well, I think the entire clan fucked off to Grand Cathay, right?
I don't remember. This would be something we'll cover in more detail in a episode about the clans. But basically, he goes to
For those who don't know, Grand Cathay is Warhammer China in fantasy.
Yeah.
That's fantasy.
Yeah.
And what's funny is we actually don't have a whole lot of lore about Cathay and whatnot in fantasy because I don't think they were ever actually an army.
They were never an army on tabletop.
But yeah, it's just Warhammer China. Like think the War of Three Kingdoms era of China, but make it Warhammer. That's what Cathay is.
So he goes to Grand Cathay and learns martial arts from Grand Cathay, and he becomes a master assassin. And then he teaches the rest of the rats how to do martial arts and things like that. And they come back and they start interacting with the other clans. And the other clans are like, oh, these are master assassins.
And they were gone for like 100 years or something.
Yeah, they were
like
gone
that.
for a long time. And
everyone thought they were dead.
Yeah, everyone thought they'd been wiped out. And then they show back up, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're master assassins. They're like, oh, that's neat. And prove it. And so they just start murdering people, and they're like, oh.
And what makes Eshin really cool is Eshin
has a lot less of the
backstabby shit.
Backstabbing.
Because they work for everyone. Eshin's very much like, oh, yeah, we don't really have one, like, solid goal as a clan. Our whole thing is like pay us money and we'll kill people.
Yeah.
And they also use that to gain information and like blackmail other clans to do their bidding and whatnot. But their whole thing is spying and espionage or as much as rats can do spy and espionage.
How many other clans are there after this?
Two more.
Two more?
No, one more. Yeah, because we had Scryer, Pestilence, Verminous, and then Verminous. And I'm actually not super familiar with Verminous.
Verminous is kind of just like we do good at things.
Yeah, they're like just mass rat infantry. They're like the good old fashioned warfare clan, right?
Yeah, they're good old rats. They're the good old boys.
They're the good old boys.
So, yeah.
Yours is Eshin is your favorite. What is your favorite? It's
Scryer.
Scryer.
If I had to pick one, I would say Scryer. But I also really like Molder. But God, do I like Rattling Guns and Storm Fiends. Bro, if we get Storm Fiends in Total War, I'm going to shit myself.
We do have Storm Fiends.
No, we don't. Oh my God, no, we don't.
Rat Ogres with Gatlings?
Gatling guns?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't we have them?
No,
we have like rat
Guys,
ogres
we need
with,
to
like,
do
massive
a,
clubs.
we
That's
have
right.
we have the
really-
mutant rat ogres, which
we
are the
really
older,
need to
big
do a
ass,
Skaven
single entity,
campaign.
big ass ones.
What?
We really need to do a Skaven campaign. I never played a Skaven campaign.
Have you
with
not?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing a Skaven
Oh no,
campaign.
me and him did a big campaign where he played as Cetra,
And you're playing
and
as
I
Queek.
played as Queek, and we fucked the entire old world.
Yeah.
There was a couple times where I reinforced him. He was like, "Man, rats look fun." I'm like, "It's because they are fun."
And that one, I'll play Molder in that one. And then you can play Scryer, and we'll wreck
Scryer
all of
is.
the Empire.
You said Scryer is pretty much a technological one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're talking just from the basis of like Warhammer Total War, Scryer are the ones with the nukes.
Yeah. In terms of favorite, I'm not sure which one would be mine. I like the idea of Verminous because I just love the idea of just.
You would like Queek then, because Queek is very honestly. You know what? We're talking Total War. You might like Clan Rictus, because Tretch Craventail got a rework, and he's not like amazing. He's not. He still can't compare to like the DLC rats because the DLCs are always better. But he got a rework now, and one thing that Rictus does better than Clan Moors is Storm Vermin. Yep. He specifically makes Storm Vermin like recruit faster. They get like extra bonuses to like attack to melee attack and melee defense as they level up and whatnot. And so if you play as Tretch and then you confederate Clan Moors, you can have fucking retardedly powerful Storm Vermin.
But Doom Wheels.
You can get them still.
I love Doom Wheels so much, and then that's the reason. What's one of the big reasons why I love Scryer as well.
You can get Doom. Yeah, well, the good thing is, as long as you have the DLC, you can still make Doom Wheels.
Yeah. I'm not talking about Warhammer at the moment. not Warhammer. I'm not talking about Total War at the moment. I'm talking about the actual clans.
But I am.
Shut up.
But no, so that's kind of what the 5 big clans are known for. I guess we'll go ahead and move on in their history up to like the Age of Chaos and whatnot. So
We talked about Age of Chaos a little bit because that's when the whole like civil war happened between Verminus and Ick.
yeah. And the other big thing to note is going back to Eshin and their specialty in espionage and things like that is Clan Eshin actually knew about the Stormcast before the Age of Sigmar, before the appearance of the Stormcast.
No, to be fair, they didn't know that it was Stormcast, but they knew that Sigmar was about to return, and he had made new soldiers. It was going to be a new army, and they were like, oh man, Sigmar's about to come and fuck shit up.
Yeah, and that's why the rats didn't get annihilated and wiped off the map.
That's specifically why the 5 great clans still exist, because Eshin told the 5 great clans, and when the Stormcast crashed in and heralded the start of the Age of Sigmar, Stormcast destroyed countless minor Skaven
literally
clans.
If Eshin hadn't caught wind of Sigmar's plans, the Skaven would not exist because it's the way
they would exist.
I don't know if I go that far, but like they would have
what I've read and heard is that if Eshin had not caught wind of Sigmar's plans and Eshin had not told some of the other clans about it, the Skaven were caught so unprepared that they would have been forced back to Blight City. And like every single clan would have been wiped off the map, and they would have been so utterly wrecked that they probably would have just descended into another massive civil war, but with none of the leaders except possibly like Screech.
And like if they managed to recover, it would have taken them so long to get back on the map.
Hundreds of
years. It would have severely weakened the Great Horned Rat too, because he'd have a lot less believers.
And it also would have meant that Nagash and the Nagash would have succeeded, and the Necroquake never would have happened. But it also means Nagash probably would have ascended to true godhood on the level of a Chaos God.
Nagash distinct possibility. Nagash would have been strong enough to like trounce the Order Pantheon and every Pantheon.
He could probably slap Khorne.
Probably.
Slap, not beat, but go up and go. And make him turn his head.
He could walk up to Khorne and bitch slap him, and Khorne would be like, I'm going to fuck you up for that. But, like, that kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I respect the power, but also, like, wog.
You're gonna die now.
I was reading this. I find it very interesting. Those are the Vermin Lords that actually taught the Skaven a lot of what they know in the Age of and like in the actual Age of Sigmar. So in the Age of Chaos, they actually taught the Age of Myth. They taught them how to create gnawholes.
Oh yeah, the great gnawholes. Yeah.
And by the way, the entirety of like Skaven Blight City or whatever.
Blight City.
Blight City is
no, it's Blight City.
Blight City. This being old Skaven Blight, that's more of a myth.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I
like to think it is.
I'm here to believe it.
Yeah.
So it is.
Skaven Blight City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be aware that I would say
it's
fair that they're probably the same city. Yeah, they just got renamed because maybe for whatever reason they couldn't trademark Skaven Blight.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my god, I fucking love rats. They're so stupid. I love and obviously something to think about through all the stuff we're telling you is like the Skaven are dumb. Like they're really smart, but they're really dumb.
Yeah. And again, it doubles back to that whole inferiority complex. They always believe someone's out to get them, which is funny because like it's actually
probably true.
No, it's 100% accurate.
All Skaven,
but it
want
makes
to kill
them do some really stupid things.
It makes them unpredictable, which in certain situations is to their advantage. But sometimes it's like, cool, we're about to win. I'm gonna go do something really fucking dumb because I'm pretty sure my right hand's about to kill me. So I'm gonna go kill him instead while he's commanding, cause the battle to destabilize, and we're all gonna fucking die.
That's mighty Skaven of you.
Yup.
I love Skaven.
Yes, it is. I guess we could talk a little bit about my glasses. More Age of Sigmar Skaven stuff. Okay, no, I want to give you all this free pass. I know we've talked about it before, but feel free to talk about them draining a sea into the Skaven Blight. Like, actually give the full story. I know y'all want to. Don't fucking look at each other like that.
Would you like to take a break?
I'm getting some water.
Okay, I'm taking a break.
Sons of bitches.
The answer to that question was yes. We did go, in fact, on a break.
Yeah, we're doing this new crazy thing where we don't do like 2.5 hours in one setting, so we don't like get tired and die.
Yeah.
We got some water.
We're just trying.
I popped every fucking vertebrae in my spine.
You'll look so much in pain on the floor.
It felt amazing. But yeah, no, we were saying if y'all want to talk about the Skaven when they drained an entire ocean in Shaiish into the fucking Gnawhole and flooded Blight City.
Oh, yes, because going back in the very beginning of the episode, we were talking about how Gnawholes are not very accurate when they were trying to figure out where they're going.
Yeah.
So Skaven just kind of burrowed up into the bottom of a sea and... why am I forgetting the realm's name?
Shaiish.
Bro,
Bro, you are the deaf man.
Dude, I wanted to say Gaish, and I was like, that is so wrong in so many ways.
Mitchell, you are the Rattle Me Bones.
So in Shaiish, and just sat there, just one of the big oceans, and just like a tub drain just went in.
The whole thing.
And it's flooded
Killed
half.
so many Skaven.
Yeah. Would you like to talk about it?
Oh my god, it's so dumb. It's just so dumb. It's just so dumb.
And uncovered the Adonat Deepkin, which I believe we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Nagash is like, oh look, there be rats.
Yeah. And then Nagash went,
Oh, wait a minute.
is that where my souls have been going?
I don't like that. Oh yeah, because I think like that ocean was also like full of undead, because when they flooded the city, also like a bunch of undead ended up in Blight City, and they were like, yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna go murder rats now.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. I think Thankful ended up having to come in and like clean shit up because it was getting kind of whack. But the whole scenario is just so fucking dumb. I love it.
See, you call him the Gray Seer. I call him the Great Cleaner.
Mr. Clean.
Speaking of Nagash, he fucking hates Skaven. Not like because they do anything particular. I mean, they did fuck up the whole Necroquick bullshit. They fucked that up. But when Skaven die, they actually have their own afterlife. I think it's called like the Ruin or something like that.
Every single race, people, belief will have a different afterlife. Hence the entire idea of like the game Underworld.
Well, but I know a lot of souls when they die, even if they have their own afterlife, a lot of their afterlives are in Shaiish, and like, Nagash oversees them. The Ruin is its own thing. It's not controlled by Nagash at all.
Is it like a completely different realm?
Yeah. No, like it's something that has to do with the Red Horn Rat. Like they have their own little like.
Dude, that is amazing.
Yo, no, Nagash is like constantly at war with it because he's like, give me them rats. I want them rat souls.
I may hate rats, but those are still my souls.
He takes great offense to it because like they're dead, and all dead things should go to Nagash.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Nagash no like rats because he wants their souls. He had a whole fucking war. We talked about it. I forget exactly when, but he had
Skaven get into
he had a whole fucking war with Nagash. Nagash basically went in there with like vacuum cleaners and would like kill them and suck their souls up and like trap them and then take control.
Didn't he trap them in Warpstone?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He basically just like super sucker 9,000 Skaven souls and he was killing them.
I'm getting me shot back.
Give me those fucking rats. Oh fuck.
The Skaven get into the weirdest of wars because going back to the whole entire technology thing, they literally got into a war with just the Keratin overlords. They're like, we want to go into sky, so they created their own airships and fought the Keratin overlords.
The dwarves seeing the rats flying. Ah, yes, that's a grudging.
Yeah, no, they were completely taken aback by it.
Probably because the Skaven flying ships had no right to work. Like that should not
probably
be a thing.
Yeah. Or they were just better designed.
That is not aerodynamic. Oh fuck! I think. Oh, Scryer and Pestilence are. It looks like they're gonna. We might see some more story stuff for them, because it looks like they're getting ready to go into a big civil war because Scryer and Pestilence fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
I mean, Pestilence hates absolutely everybody because Pestilence goes, you do not worship the Great Horned Rat to the ability that I do. You deserve to die.
You do not. You do not worship rat Christianity hard enough.
Yes.
But also it's the whole like technology versus plague and how one's like old school, one's new school kinda. I think that has to do with it too, because they were trying to undermine each other during the Age of Chaos too and whatnot. And I think Screech had to step in and be like, "Quit it. Go fuck over the other Chaos Gods and the forces of order and stop fighting each other. This is bullshit."
Yeah.
We just had Verminous and Ick and like quit it. Something that I wanted to do real quick is talk about a couple units.
Okay.
Mainly because I just fucking love them. We'll probably go over specific units with the clan episode because like plague monks are going to be very much pestilence type thing. Like you can use them in any army. But,
Oh,
like,
plague monks have their own special units that are really interesting.
yeah, but like rattling guns are very much scryer. Rat ogres are very much molder. But you can use them in any army. But they're very much like certain clans that have certain units that are like very much them.
Yeah.
But you do have some units which are like fusions. So like Storm Fiends are a fusion of Molder and Scryer. Because Storm Fiends are basically rat ogres made by Molder, and then they're upgraded with technology by Clan Scryer. And they're just rat ogres with like missile launchers and rattling guns, miniguns, and like the warp flamethrowers and shit. And like they're just fucking artillery platforms at both at long range and also like medium range miniguns, and then short range flamethrowers, and then they can get into melee, and they have like warp grinder fists, which are just like a gigantic fucking like piece of warp stone that's in the shape of a drill, and
resonates.
They're so good. They kill you at any range.
Oh yeah.
Warp block gazelles.
Sniper rat. Sniper monkey.
I love warp block gazelles
They're
so much.
sniper rats.
They have no right to be expensive as they are because they're a resin cast, I believe.
Are they?
Yeah.
Dude, you want to know the funny thing? Is there's something called a rattling gunner in Warhammer 40k. The first time I heard them, I was like, you mean a rat gunner?
Nope. Very small person with gun.
Yep.
Space gnomes.
Yeah.
Because are those like a subsect of the
They're
squats?
abhumans. No. They're just straight abhumans.
Yeah, they're just straight up space gnomes essentially.
Yeah. It's a different... They're more like hobbits.
But they're like known for being good snipers, right?
Yeah. No, a rattling gunner is... or a rattling sniper is fucking terrifying. Like, they're so well known that basically everyone knows about them. They're spoken in the same way that Ogrins are spoken of.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how that's how well known they are.
This is Age of Sigmar podcast.
No.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Do we want to make the switch to 40k?
No. Fuck no.
Hey Mitchell.
Yes.
Talk about Doom Wheels.
So, you know that really cool droid?
Droidica.
Sorry, I'm having a stroke.
It's a Droidica.
The droidica?
The ball that has the force field and the two laser points, they go real fast. That really unique sound has that.
In Star Wars, yes.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah.
So imagine
Droidica.
that. But they don't stop, and there's a rat in the middle of it. And there's electricity that just kind of zaps everything around it.
To everyone who's seen Men in Black 3, I think it's Men in Black 3, where they have that big chase scene and they're in the big wheel and they're sitting in the middle of it, and it's that weird alien car and it's just a big ass wheel.
Yeah.
And that's basically what a Doom Wheel is, except like there's a rat in the middle and then like a rat in the back like pumping it to go faster, and it shoots warp lightning.
I love Doom Wheels so much. If I could have an army of just Doom Wheels, I would do it.
Yeah.
A Doom Wheel is
Doom Wheel Doomstack.
Doom Wheel is half Need for Speed and half Urge to Purge. That's what a Doom Wheel is.
It is the perfect combination of rats.
It really
It's
is.
so cool.
It's so just crackhead energy, and it somehow works.
All right, hey Phil,
Yeah.
talk about warp fire throwers.
Oh my god. When you don't care about civilian casualties.
It's pretty accurate.
So warp fire throwers are flamethrowers powered by warpstone.
You would have never guessed.
I know, right?
It's warpstone napalm. Intense Vietnam music plays in the background.
Oh yeah, no, it is. They are fucking terrifying. And in Total War, the way you use them is you put a unit of Skaven slaves right in front of them, and then you let whatever it is charge into the Skaven slaves, and then you just kill everything, including the Skaven slaves, because you don't care about them.
A sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Exactly.
Snap.
Some of you may die,
And that is
but
a
that is a
prize.
sacrifice I am willing to make.
All I'm saying, no, I mean, but you got to think about it. It's Skaven, so they're not sacrificed. They're snacrificed because they probably eat them when they're dead.
Yeah.
Nice and crispy after the fact.
Seasoned with warpstone.
Fried chicken.
On tabletop warp fire throwers, they just throw mortal wounds. It's kind of like flamethrowers in 40k, where like if they're in range, you don't roll a hit. You roll a dice for every unit in the army, and for every 4-up, it's a mortal wound.
I really need to start a Skaven army.
Oh my god,
That should be my Chaos army.
Do it.
That really should be my Chaos army.
do it. Oh my God, so fucking dumb. All right, so I had Storm Fiends. You had Doom Wheels. Phil had Warfather. Let's do one more. See if I can think of one off the top of my head. Let's see.
There's a lot. Plague Monks.
Let's see. What about Warp Grinders? They have the drills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warp Grinders are neat just because their whole shtick is basically they stab the ground and cause localized earthquakes.
I did not know.
They're just big ass.
That is really cool.
Just big ass warp stone drills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they literally just stab into the ground and then they activate the warp stone and it basically just causes localized earthquakes.
That's pretty.
I think that's how they
I
do
think
it.
their main use is they're meant to help with gnaw holes and tunneling and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they're also meant to help bring down city walls.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
they're really cool.
Yeah. Warp lightning cannons are really cool.
Yeah. It's just a chunk of warp stone and it funnels the energy to just shoot laser beams or lightning beams. Laser lightning beams.
Which ones?
Warp lightning cannons.
Oh yeah, they shoot warp lightning.
It's just, oh man, I love them. I love them so much. The fucking rats are so cool. If I didn't have my corn army yet, I might go Skaven just because they're so dumb. But I have a corn army, so I can't. But like, oh my god, they're so cool.
I mean, your corn army is already completely bought, so.
And I have to. If I'm taking it in AOS, I need to buy some more stuff, like maybe some Minotaurs and shit. Don't look at me like that. I'll fucking cut you. Stop it. Ooh, Hell Pit Abominations.
Oh fuck. Oh my god.
So the cool thing, I think they're still called Hell Pit Abominations in AOS. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about Hell Pit Abominations is that Hell Pit was Molder's like HQ in fantasy.
Yeah, that was his city.
Yeah, and like Hell Pit Abomination was very much a creation of Molder. Like they made that and they named it after the city, and they kept the name, which is super cool. Kind of has the same vibe as like the Eidolon of Mathlan. They kind of keep some names from the old world, which I think is super cool.
I can 3D print a Skaven army. Let's go.
Oh god. But Hell Pit Abomination is, oh man, it's hard to describe.
I'll get Johnny to find me the STLs.
It's very much its name. It's an abomination, gigantic, multi-headed, multi-limbed monstrosity that expels like horrifying like gases that kill you on contact, and it's fucking gigantic and crush you with its weight. And I'm pretty sure when it dies, it can expel Skaven from its guts, and oh, it's so gnarly.
I love it.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be it for the units. I don't want to talk too much because like I said, when we do the clans,
every single clan has a very specific unit that they really kind of specialize in.
Yeah, like Pestons will have the Plague Monks, and Scryer will have the Rattling Guns and Jezzails, and Molder will have the Hell Pit Abominations and Mutant Rat Ogres and things like that. And
Verminus just had rats.
Storm Vermin.
Yeah.
We have a Storm Vermin for
Storm
Verminus.
Vermin.
Assassins for Eshin, and yada yada yada.
Rats for rats.
Rats for rats. Rats for rat kind. We can go over a little bit when we do the clans episode. We'll probably go over the Vermin Lords in a little more detail.
Yeah.
I know certain Vermin Lords are kind of for certain clans and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe talk a little bit more about Screech. Because there are very clear leaders for Skaven. We haven't talked about them in too much detail, just because once again each have their own clan that they're kind of the lord of. But the big characters are going to be Screech Vermin King, Thanquol, Arch Warlock, Warp Screech, I think is one of them. I know there's a couple other Grey Seers and whatnot, and so the cool thing about Skaven is they have a lot of leaders. I don't necessarily think they're on tabletop, but they have a lot of leaders, but they're all very clan specific, so they can be talked about in those specific clans.
Yeah. To anybody who actually wants to start doing their own custom Skaven army,
Hold on, are we ending the episode here and now just bullshitting?
probably should.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
I feel like we're losing steam, so I might as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about a lot of generalized Skaven lore, so we can get a lot.
Honestly?
we can get a lot more specific later on.
Honestly, when you really think about it, this is how longer episodes typically are without the tangents, because we barely got any tangents.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh man, that's grody.
Yeah, it feels weird. It was
I wasn't on my manic ADD bullshit today.
That's fair.
Feels so weird.
There was the Mitchell dying tangent.
Yeah,
That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
and we went straight back to normal in 2 minutes.
I think the big thing is there's just we were very much there's so much to talk about for Skaven that we didn't want to try to overload ourselves because there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think that's why this one was a little
To
more,
try to fit
this one was a
everything into
little more
one
controlled.
episode, it just would require like 4 different parts. And
Yeah. I think
my throat can't handle that.
Don't make the sex joke. Don't make the sex joke. Okay, I'm good. Your throat can handle a lot. Damn it. But yeah, we were a little more controlled in this one just because there's so much talk about. Like, no, we're going in talking about generalized Skaven lore, and then we're gonna be done, and then we'll talk about lots of dumb Skaven shit when we break down the clans, and that'll be its own thing.
But I do want to say this for anybody that wants to start doing their like creating their own lore for Skaven, start with the heroes.
Yeah.
Because the heroes is what makes the faction.
Yeah.
It is a purely horde army.
I mean, if you,
Okay, not purely.
you could go like heavy on monsters and weapon teams and things like that.
But the heroes is what has all the character, and you can easily go in different directions of like my heroes is a sub-clan of like Clan Scryer, and he just really like Doom Wheels, so he just does nothing but Doom Wheels.
You just want to Doom stack. Look at me in my eyes. You want to just do like, oops, I'll Doom Wheels.
Yeah, make Ozzy proud.
But yeah, I think we're done with lore. We'll probably bullshit around for another like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you're just here for lore, this would be the time to stop and peace out. Now.
So, last week I went to Bastrop and went to go play a game of Age of Sigmar with Sam because Sam finally quit his job working like 8 hours a week and like traveling so far. And he's just like, I finally have free time. I can live my life.
Is he lining up for a new job, or is he just kind of like taking some time off?
He's just taking some time off. His significant other owns a hair salon in Bastrop. They're going to be moving later this year to their old parents' place, or one of the old parents' place. I don't know whose parents. But I had to go against Archeon. And Archeon, with the Mark of Nurgle, Archeon just does not die.
Oof. Yeah, seriously.
What does the Mark of Nurgle do again?
-1 to wound. So he did something where Archeon was consistently -1 to hit. He negated 1 rend and was -1 to wound. It took my entire army 2 full turns of combat plus shooting.
What were you playing?
Daughters of Cain,
Okay, gotcha.
which is the glass cannon army. So it was, I think, in total, I rolled over 200 dice for that.
Jesus Christ.
And
Fuck.
Archeon barely died.
But you did manage to kill him?
I did manage to kill him.
But that's like basically his whole army, right? If you're on Archeon,
It's like 1,000 points, so yeah.
If you're running Archeon, it's basically like, what flavor of Archeon are you running?
And then when the rest of his army finally came in, because he was just so out of position, we didn't play for points or anything. We're just kind of going in there, just like, let's murder absolutely everything, because it's his first time playing in over a year.
But did you win?
I believed I did win.
Nice.
Yeah.
How hard did Archeon wreck your shit though before you killed him?
Archeon can't hit. He's just there to soak damage because he just doesn't die.
Oh, he wasn't made to like be damaging. He was just there. He was just there to get shot to shit.
Yeah, and
Just did his job.
I couldn't do anything. And me and Sam were just dicking
carry on,
around.
lads.
We were just dicking around, not caring. We're just drinking whiskey. Had some nice braised beef, and just rolling dice and having a good time. It's been a long time since I played Sam. For those who don't know, Sam is the one that actually taught me how to play Age of Sigmar. I played many games with him and haven't played a fair amount. I have not played him in a long time, but he's one of my favorite people to actually play Age of Sigmar with because he's one of those people that will teach you how to play in an earnest sense without trying to win the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important. He's like, you can do these options, and here are the rules that interact it. I recommend this one because this one is going to be the better choice. And he will guide you how to play through the game. Now, I don't need that anymore, but when he taught me, that's the way he did it. And I always had to go against Iron Jaws when the Iron Jaws were absolutely broken. Took me a while to win.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. What have y'all been up to lately?
Not much.
Been
I
sick
went
as a
and bought-
fucking dog for like 2 straight weeks.
I actually made a new army list for Age of Sigmar.
Stormcast? Send it over to me. I would love to look at it.
I got it here on my phone. It's really straightforward. It's just some dragons and some annihilators.
Oh, yeah. Annihilators go ham. Dude, I made
Annihilators go burr.
I made a Stormcast list just to kind of dick around making a Stormcast list. And then I posted it in the order chat, and everybody was like, are you starting another army? And I'm like, dude, can I just not make lists?
No. Hey, Mitchell, have you picked your Spaceman chapter yet?
No.
Pain. I need to finish my AOS like list. I still need to get some models, but also like World Eaters came out and I need to go buy that army and buy Angron, and like that's expensive.
Yeah.
But I also like really want to do it. There's a really cool mechanic that I actually learned from someone at LVO
Okay.
about how to use like the whole blood point system for World Eaters that involves Chaos Spawn, which basically makes Angron unkillable.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, because if you have a certain amount of blood points, you can resurrect Angron at like 8 wounds, I think. And you with how you use the Chaos Spawn and everything else in your army, you just consistently have the points necessary. So Angron dies, he just goes back to life.
Jesus.
And proceeds to womp you with 36 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Angron 8, and he's rocking the 2-up armor save, 4-up invuln, strength 9, toughness 7, I think. Has 18 wounds. Maybe B16.
Disgusting.
It's fucking horrifying. But yeah, I need to get the World Eaters and start building them, and then I need to finish off my Lizard Man list.
Did you get Angron yet?
No, I haven't got either. I'm waiting for my tax return to come in.
Okay.
And
I need to do my taxes.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna try and get a new graphics card when my taxes come in.
I kind of need one. I'm still rocking a 1080. I know you're still rocking a 1070. Aren't you?
I have a 3070.
Shut the fuck up.
You get
I have
out of here.
an AM, or I'm thinking about getting one of the AMD cards.
Just to have a full AMD system.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can make full use of the system and the benefits. Because AMD plays really nice with itself.
Me and Phil have
That
been
sounds
enjoying. Me and Phil have been enjoying. Sons of the Forest came out like yesterday,
2 days ago.
We've been murdering cannibals and mutants.
I saw that
3 days
game
ago.
came out.
Lots of fun. Oh, yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, they need to do a little work on their
It's just
building.
Forest too, right?
Yeah, it's very, very, very much in early access because there's they don't have rain catchers yet because in the original Forest you could turn like turtle shells into rain catchers and shit. They don't have that.
On the other hand, you can drink like directly from streams. So
If you're setting up near a stream.
yeah,
So there's some things that were in the Forest that the Sons of the Forest doesn't have, but that's just very much because I think it's early access and they're just figuring some things out. But the graphics look amazing, and a cool thing they do with the crafting system is it used to be in the Forest you have your little book of things you can build, and you'd click it and then you build it, and that's how that worked. In the Forest in Sons of the Forest, a lot of the really basic crafting you don't actually have a book. The book doesn't. You can't click it. The book tells you how to do it, and then you have to do it. There is no like click for a preset. So if you want to make a fire, you have to have sticks, and then you look at the ground, and then you toggle between like sticking a stick in the ground or breaking it over your knee and building a stick fire. Or if you're trying to build a house, you have the log, and you can like lay the log down, or you can make a post out of it, and then you can split logs in half. So if you want to make like wood flooring, you get 4 logs and lay them in a square, and then you have to take logs, split them in half, and then you make the planks for it.
Okay.
And
there's struts and things like that, so you can build things on angles and whatnot.
And if you want to like build a really basic tent, you have a tarp with you, and you put the tarp on the ground, and then you get sticks, and then you look at the stick at the tarp, and then you angle it how you want it, and then you put the stick down, put the tarp over it, and then you have a little like lean-to, and then that's tent. But then you can put a second stick and make it a bigger tent, or you can do all 4 sticks and make it like a stand-up tent.
Nice.
Yeah, so I really enjoy how they're doing.
I never played the
crafting.
Forest.
It's just really intuitive. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy
They
it.
need to do a little more work on it because of
The snow
I did buy
pain in
Dark
the
Tide.
ass.
yeah.
We're in a snowy area, and because there's really thick snow, a lot of the shit gets lost in the snow. So if you drop a stick, you're just like, it just disappears into the snow. Or if you're trying to like put something on the ground, you can't always see the
big
marker
one,
because of the snow.
The big one is whenever you kill a cannibal, sometimes they'll drop things. And it's like, if it's in the snow, it's gone. Like, it's just gone.
Sometimes you'll get lucky and you can like see it close so you can still snatch it. Or if it's in like a less snowy area, you can snatch it. But if it's in deep snow, you're never going to find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just gone.
But it's loads of fun.
Yeah.
We found some mutants. It was terrifying.
God. Oh my God. Those big red guys. No, the big dude with the gold mask.
Oh yeah, Chungus.
Yeah. Fuck that dude.
Yeah, there was one mutant that we fought that was like really fast, and it's like two dudes conjoined at the ass, and they have like a bunch of limbs, and they're fast as shit, and they beat the Christ out of you. But yeah, no, it's been loads of fun. And
yeah, there's one we refer to as like a spider monkey mutant because they crawl around the grounds. Technically it's a cannibal, but they crawl around on the ground on all fours, and they cover themselves in mud. But the way it renders, it almost looks like fur. And then their legs are so strong they can jump like 20 foot up into a tree, and they'll just hang on to the side of the tree and they'll screech at you.
I will say it's pretty funny
terrifying.
when they run up in a tree to get away from you. And you're just like, I'm chopping this fucking tree down. And
Yeah.
they'll sit there and they're like, wait, that's illegal.
Yep, they'll jump up there and be like, ah! But no, I remember the first time I found one. We'd been playing for all of 5 minutes, and I was just walking around, and I was like, oh, hey, there's a dead body in the forest over here. All right, that checks out. And then I walk a little closer, and the body sits up and screams at me. And I was like,
me and Philip shit ourselves. We thought it was a corpse.
And then it took off through the woods, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's in the woods. And they were like, what's in the woods? And I was like, there's a cannibal. And they were like, what? Because they couldn't see it. And then we could just hear it skittering around in the forest, and they were like, what is it? It was terrifying.
Are you ready for Lightfall to come out?
Yes.
No. I'm not going to get to have a life.
So have y'all bought all the DLCs for
Yes.
Destiny?
All the DLCs.
No, I don't think we have Beyond Life.
It is becoming to a point. The only reason why I have not
We're
gotten
talking
into,
about Destiny 2, in case you're
yeah,
wondering.
I cannot get into Destiny 2 because it's just such a money sink at the moment. I cannot do it.
So like we were playing with Nick, and Nick's like, yeah, if you want to get this, you have to buy like all the DLC. So like I'm like, I would love to pay Destiny, but I can't sink like the $150 fucking to play this game. I just can't. Like,
yeah,
I just can't do that for one game. And like I like Destiny, but I can't play Destiny like I play Total War. Like I can't put like 90 hours into Destiny in like a week. I just can't do it. Like I don't like that. I don't like Destiny enough to put that much of a time sink into it. So I'm like, I don't feel comfortable putting that money into it. And Phil was like, you don't have a choice, and just dropped all the DLC. I mean, I'm like, oh, okay.
The only reason why
all the DLCs were like 60.
Yeah.
Let's check. Because that's literally the only reason why I have not gotten to Destiny. I would love to play Destiny. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Money sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to go and help James with something that I said I would do later this evening. So we should probably go ahead and wrap this up.
You know, and peace out.
Yep.
This was a little bit more of a chill episode, but hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will see y'all again later.
Okay.
See you next time
with more things.
Goodbye.
Peace out, guys.